I'm calling to order the regular meeting of the Liberty Union-Thurston Board of Education on Monday, April 8th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my job here. Dr. Walter?
Here.
Okay. Bill Moore?
Here.
Sean Shook?
Here.
Carol Cato?
Here.
Sean Hook Rattle?
Would you please join me in the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you have any recognitions? Seeing none, we'll move on to public participation at board meetings. Also seeing none. Do we want to just go grab refreshments real quick and then keep moving on?
Might as well. It sounds
Okay.
good to me.
Right.
Yep.
We're back from refreshments and we have department presentation. Jan Frederick, food service update.
Thank you. Some things are happening. We've bought some new things. We've finally got a full staff. So 2 new staff members for me. I have Stephanie George, who is also one of our bus drivers. She's at my middle school as a cashier. Works really well when I can utilize the bus drivers because then it gives them a longer day. It keeps us from having to pay out the fingerprint ID sort of thing twice. And I have Michelle Grant at my elementary school. She is a local gal. I don't know if anybody might not know her. Who she is. Doing a great job. So I have a full staff now. I try to use the bus drivers as much as I can, even as subs, because same reason. They're already on staff. Their union contract now gives them step 0 instead of the sub wage, and so now it's a little bit easier to get them to come and work once in a while. I also have really good staff people at every building when I have issues getting subs. I have great principals that will step up. Marcus, Tim, Amanda, Jeff Dupler, Tim Harris. Anytime I have an issue, one of them just says, what do you need to do? What do I need to do? Same with my people. I can move my people to any building on any given day. They'll do what I ask them to do, and it seems to work out really well. Elementary school has some cool things going on. They got a new serving line. It's very nice, very elementary student friendly, because it's a lower level. It's lower for them, it's lower for the cooks. It works out really nice. Instead of the big, we had a big over shelf that took up a lot of space. We eliminated some of that. We have a big open space now. It's really nice, really nice. You'll have to stop in and see it. It was $29,000. So, but I replaced the original that was there from, I believe that building date is 1977, I think.
Something like that.
So yeah, that was a good thing. Fairfield County Health Department awarded my elementary school the Gold Medal Award for having several inspections with no critical violations. So we have had that at both of the other schools, but it's just now starting. So the elementary school was the first one to receive that. When they come back again and we have the certain number of non-critical violations, they should also receive the same thing. But because it just started, the elementary received that. So I was pretty proud of that. Elementary school also got a new condenser and evaporator unit. That was $13,000. That was done back on President's Day weekend, I think, a day when we were out on a Monday, and then they did that on a Monday and Tuesday, so we had a little disruption. Same with the serving line. We had just like a 2-day disruption of service. We had to make amends, and it worked just fine. We now have a quote in for that same building to work on the exhaust fans at $6,800. So you give me money, I'm going to spend it. When there's projects, we have to get them done, especially at that older building. If we can keep, that kitchen is almost brand new. They've got a brand new Cadillac oven over there and new stove, and it's very nice. So we're all good over there. Middle school, the outside freezer has kind of bitten the dust now, so we are waiting to have it taken down. We're gonna have a new one put in. We've got the quotes in for that. So we're in the process of getting that going.
How old is that?
2011. When that building was built in 2011, very shortly after that, we put that up. The issue with that back there is, and bless his soul, when Kenny was here, Kenny's crew put that up. When they put that up and it wasn't level, the ground wasn't level to the building, they shimmed it with 2x4s. So the 2x4s have now rotted and they've got mold growing on them, and the building has shifted, the unit has shifted. So all of those seams have now started icing over, and of course, I had somebody come look at it. It's just, it's not worth putting, we put too much money in it. So we're looking at that now, probably, I'm gonna guess ballpark, by the time we're all finished, between $30,000 and $35,000.
A little smaller unit.
Yes, slightly smaller. That's a 10 by 12, and because we're only using it for overflow and when we can help the community with different projects, I'm gonna try to cut the cost a little bit and go just a little smaller. High school, not a whole lot of news over there, except they had some plumbing done over there that costs a little bit of money. The floor project they had, that was quite a mess, but that wasn't me. So we worked around it. We made that happen. Just some things in general, the 40-cent lunch students this year, that's 40 cents is being picked up by the state, by a state grant. So basically all my free and reduced kids are getting free meals this year, which is nice. Meal counts are slightly up since COVID, not a lot. We like them to get bigger and better because our commodity money is based off of the number of meals that we served the year before. And that, we just lost a little bit of money because the US government decided that they gave us too much money when we were back at COVID. And so now those numbers are becoming more true to what they should have been. So they cut back some of our money this year, but now they're giving some of it back. So we never know what's coming from them.
But if any kid comes into our cafeterias and they don't have their money to pay, they get fed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's not a student there that should be refused a meal, breakfast or lunch. We have a couple right now that owe almost $60, 2 students. The highest I have, they owe almost $60 in the lunch accounts, and
So
I'm
if they
feeding
come in
them.
tomorrow, they feed them.
Feed them.
What's the average charge rate on stuff you have?
Uh,
What's the ballpark charge rate, would you say, on an average day? I mean, is it?
Oh, $100.
Okay.
You mean overall, this amount of students charged the meal? Yes. And I'll give you an example of that. Back in December, last day of school, a lady had called me earlier in the week and wanted to know what was the charge. I thought she was asking me for her particulars, grandchildren. And called her back. I said, your kids don't owe any money. No, I want to know what all the kids owe. Well, at the time, and I think the number was $638. That Friday, I think that was on a Tuesday, that Friday morning, she called me and came that afternoon and wrote the check for $638 that morning. So I sat there for probably a good hour, hour and a half, and I went through and I paid off every student. Even if it was Carol Cato's student and only owed a quarter, I paid that quarter off. It didn't matter who the child was, paid off every kid. After lunch that day, at the end of the day, we were $120 in the hole.
Oh, kidding.
So that's how quickly it happens. Right now, on Friday, we were $365.45, which is not real bad this time of year. We were close to 200 maybe a week ago.
Mhm.
But and it carries over.
Yeah.
It's gonna follow them. At one point I was told, and I think this is wrong, I think you've told me it's wrong. At one point I thought I was told that if a student withdraws, that we will not send their transcripts until their fees are paid. But I think someone has told me differently. That's not the case. We're not allowed to do that. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. So some of what we do, we end up eating it. Other districts I've seen have gone to the local businesses and said, you want to donate this money? Will you donate this much? How much would you? I don't know that I'm a big fan of doing that because I think we enable people. That's personally, I feel like as long as we can stay afloat, we're going to try to make the parents.
And we
feel
go to the business a lot, and I mean, they're
We
good
do.
about supporting all the other programs too, so yeah, I
We do,
kind
so-
of agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's the parents' responsibility. The last 2 years, we've received some supply chain funding, which during COVID, they realized we were having some trouble getting the products that we needed. So the USDA came up with, we can give you this much money based on, so there was a $5,000 base amount, and then the number of students you had in your district as of October 31st, this much money per student. Last year, we got about $33,000. This year, we got $36,000. So that was just additional funding. There were restrictions to it. It couldn't go to foods that were processed or minimally processed. So April and I came up with, let's create a line of its own for milk. So it only paid, because I had to track it. So mine only pays for milk. So we're good. We're good there. Last thing is I'll be working this year and the beginning of next year, getting ready for the state audit. That sometimes usually happens every 3 years, but if you are lucky enough to not have any dings, then they'll let you go 5 years. So it's been 5 years since we've had a review. So that's big. There's lots and lots of paperwork, documents. 2 days they're here, probably as bad as when they come and sit with April. To do hers for here. That's all. Questions?
Questions?
But
Thank
we
you.
were,
Thanks. Thank you for the jelly. 3, discussion and approval of the minutes from the regular board meeting of March 11th. Do we have any additions or corrections to that? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Shook, second by Dr. Walter, to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Liberty Union-Thurston Board of Education held on March 11th, 2024, as printed.
Okay.
Mr. Shook?
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hook Randall, Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter.
Yes.
Monthly financial statements. So, since April's not here, she sent me an email. The main points of the financial report, the real estate was close to what we were expecting, coming in at $84,263. I mean, actually more than was forecasted. And then, our income tax will come in this month. On page 10 in our fund balances, most of the 500s are federal reimbursing funds. Some good news is that we received notice that our AEP bill will be decreasing by a total of about 5%. If anyone missed her audit, it was released without any changes. Then on the disbursements, the month-end disbursements, if you guys had any questions, you know that the 83,000 on page 4, David Price, it was locker room concession contract, and that was out of the general fund. On page 5, there was 39,336.55 to the Village of Baltimore. That was for the SROs. 15,733.87 came out of the general fund, and 23,602.68 was the ARP ESSER grant. And then on page 5 also was $75,720 to Comfort Systems. That was for the HVAC at the new locker room of $75,000. And then repair to the A-hole at the elementary of $720, and those were both out of the general fund. Did you guys want to go over anything else out of that? We have the student activity monthly appropriations and donations. So the changes to the 018s, 200, and 300s. The 18s were 3,850.41. 200s was 3,418.07. 300s was 25,393.51 for a total of 32,661.91. Donations, we had $104.12 Kroger Community to the high school principal, $10 Staff Jeans high school principal, $476.01 Kroger Community middle school principal, $500 from Pheasants Forever to FFA. Remaining of these are all to FFA. So we had 100 from Andrew and Rachel Thomas, 100 from Link Shell, 200 from Stephen and Kimberly Bader, 150 from Arthur and Helen Brait, 100 from Hutton Farms, John and Katrina Hutton, 150 John and Heather Eastap, 100 Fast Construction, 100 Jeremy and Stacy Butler, 100 from Lawrence and Beverly Kessler, 200 from John and Julie Walter, 200 from Farmhouse Cafe LLC, 100 HD Site Solutions, 150 Buckeye Floors and More, 300 miscellaneous donations for a total of $3,140.13. Do I have a motion to approve monthly financial statements?
So moved.
I have a motion by Dr. Walter, seconded by Mr. Moore, to approve the monthly financial statements as printed above.
Mr. Hook Randall, Mr. Moore,
Here, or yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter.
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes. I have the permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2024. let you just look at that, or you reviewed that already. B, we have service providers. Sedgwick is a service provider, contract period January 1 through December 31st of 2025. Workers' compensation administration services, we have $1,100. Do I have a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Shook, second by Mr. Moore, to approve items in the new business financial section. Dr. Johnson?
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Employment, we have personnel. We have Diana Courtney, custodian, elementary school, custodian salary scale, step 2, 1-year probationary period per OC Article 6.01, effective date April 1st, 2024. Carissa Lehman, home instructor, high school, 5 hours per week at $32 per hour for remainder of year if necessary, effective date of April 9th, 2024. And Jack Lint, technology assistant for the district, position technology assistant, non-OC salary schedule step 1, effective date July 1st, 2024. We have the treasurer's contract for April full year for the district treasurer. Step 7, full-time employee contract, first of 3-year, 242 days. C, we have resignation. We have James Day, business ed teacher, high school, resignation effective May 31st, 2024. And Andrea Layton, custodian at the Mount Elementary School, resignation April 2nd, 2024. We have the certified substitutes, which is Amber Fozzie, am I pronouncing that right? Fozzie, and Erica Simcox. Vote to approve new business personnel. Do I have a motion?
So second.
I have a motion by Dr. Walter, seconded by Mr. Moore, to approve the items in the new business personnel section. Dr. Johnson?
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hook Rattle, Mr. Moore.
Yes.
We have a separate vote for employment, which is Jamie Walter, position OAG teacher at the high school, position 1-year limited, BA step 3, effective August 9th, 2024. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Shook, second by Mr. Moore, to approve items in the new business personnel section that requires a separate vote. Dr. Johnson?
Dr. Walter,
Abstain.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hook Rattle, Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook.
Yes.
New business athletics, we have athletic donations, we have $31.01 Kroger to volleyball, $395 to LU ABC fundraiser for the LU Athletic Boosters Club, donation to swim for a total of $426.01. Motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Moore, second by Mr. Shook, to approve items in the new business athletic section.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hook Rattle, Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter.
Yes.
New business other, we have summer camps. Approximately 25 FFA members and adults, including the 2 FFA advisors will be attending. The FFA chapter will be attending. The FFA chapter will pay for a cost of transportation to and from the camp using school transportation. So the dates are June of 2024. Transportation is the Liberty Union School Bus. Lodging will be at the FFA camp in Skingham. Chaperones are the FFA advisors and parents. Student cost is approximately $280 per student. FFA advisor cost to be reimbursed from the CTE fund, $140 per advisor. We have a second reading on the DFEA free admissions. Second reading on DFEAE admission prices. We have disposals. We have a radial arm saw. Do you need me to read the serial number for any reason? Or need to read the serial number?
No.
No. Quantity 1 will be disposed as scrap metal. And then we have a jointer. Quantity 1 will be disposed as scrap metal also. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second that. Motion by Mr. Schick, seconded by Ms. Cato to approve items in the new business other section. Dr. Johnson?
Mr. Hookrattle, Mr. Moore?
I was wanting to, can we table this and
So
have discussion?
Table,
Table this, vote, and have a discussion in executive session.
the whole, or do we need to point anything out?
Yeah, the whole section, please.
That has to be-
So table it means you're bringing it back at the next board meeting. So, and
Everything
you
in
can
that
have a
section.
you can have a discussion and we have motion made and second and have discussions and we'll try to answer questions. Maybe the people that you want to have answer that question aren't here, but
No, I believe we're here. I would just like to table that and have a discussion.
okay.
Well, I don't think we'll be able to table it since we've already got two motions. You're gonna have to vote. It's either gonna be yes or no. Right?
Well, I didn't see, there was something on here that I didn't see until we had already started asking for motions. So I kind of wanted to call timeout on that, and I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, it's,
So can we not pull anything out, not pull one of those items out?
Well,
Or just,
you like,
that's the
Mr. Shook,
whole-
Mr. Shook says there's already a motion on the floor. So if somebody wants to withdraw their motion, but you,
Yeah, we have to do something like that because it's already there. We need to either vote or,
and I'm not saying I'm not going to vote on it. I have some questions about something that I would like to discuss in executive session in regards.
so,
does that mean you're gonna come out of executive session and vote on it, or are you gonna wait?
I have no problem with that, as long as I can bring up something I would like to discuss.
so then we are going to
so I guess I need to
table the motion.
Withdraw them.
withdraw my motion for
Items in the new
Discussion.
business other.
And I apologize, but I want to clarify something
Sure.
before.
You're gonna withdraw yours, Ms. Cato?
Yes, I will withdraw my second. So then we need to. There,
We'll have to specify that if we're taking the action after
yes.
executive session, then yeah.
So then, do we have any other matters that may come before the board? We have a reason to go into executive session for reason,
A, 4, D, matters required to be kept confidential.
so we have A, 4, D, and E. Do I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Walter motion, second by Mr. Moore, to go into executive session at 7:28. Do I have roll call, please?
Did you,
you need to say that you needed to ask.
Well, I was going to say that right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Well,
go ahead and do roll
Once
call.
we're in, you probably need to say that.
So we will be going, we will, after we come out of executive session, we will be voting on the new business other section
thanks.
after discussion.
So you want me to call, roll call?
Yeah, you can do roll call now.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes,
Mr. Hookrattle, Mr. Moore.
Yes.
we are in executive session.